Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to another edition of the Foolish Fish Esoteric News with your weekly updates on the worlds of esoteric and occult book publishing and arts and events and paraphernalia. And we're starting off this week with news from Revelor Press. Revelor Press, who are publishing in the next couple of days, the 21st of August 2022, this is coming out, the Speculum Lapidum Book 3, an astrological lapidary. Now, it says Book 3 here, but don't go looking for Books 1 and 2. This is a translation of an early 16th century book. It was a third book in a trilogy, but the first two books were categorizations of stones, and the third book was about the magical uses of those stones. So Revelor Press have now published that a translation of that third book, and the translation is by Margherita Fiorello, and new art by Joseph Uccello. And you know how much I love and respect Joseph Uccello's work. This is going to be fantastic. 140 pages on the magical applications of stones. That sounds like a dream come true, actually. There was a big gap in the market for this. And so, a little bit sad to see that UK and EU readers are going to have to rely on local shops and providers to make this book available, since Revelor Press only ship to the US, Australia, Canada, Israel, Japan, and Mexico. Those are the places that they actually do ship to. However, have a look down here at the table of contents. I'll show you the blurb first of all, which you can read in your own time. I'm leaving links down below as always in the description of the video, of course. However, have a look at that table of contents. Some really very, very cool titles there. I think that a lot of people will be quite excited to pick this one up. There we are. Let's move on to news from Starfire Publishing, who are making the penultimate book in that Typhonian trilogy of trilogies available once again. They've been there was a fire in their warehouse, from what I understand, and most of their books were destroyed. And over the past couple of years, they've been reprinting all of the Typhonian trilogies by Kenneth Grant, and this is the eighth book in the series. They seem to have skipped over the seventh, and that may be because those books were not burnt. Okay, so this one was released in 2015, October 2015, and as you can see, it's still available to purchase through Starfire Publishing. So it's possible that won't get a 2022, 2023 reprinting. So they've skipped straight over to Beyond the Mauve Zone, which had been out of print for quite some time. And of course, I've ordered my copy. I'm very excited to receive it, hopefully in the very near future. So that's great news. Moving on to news from Jacobus G. Svart. I thought that this may have been the true identity of Damon Brand, but I seem to have been mistaken. Nevertheless, I think that if anyone is interested in the Gallery of Magic, they are likely to be interested in Jacobus G. Svart's books. They are much larger books, and they go into a bit more depth, but they seem to cover very similar material. This is like the expanded version. It's the version for people who want to know where it all comes from, who don't just want the rituals, but who want to know the origins of the rituals and things like that. So definitely a very cool author to look into if you haven't already discovered him. I've just ordered the Book of Magical Psalms parts 1 and 2, and waiting for those to arrive. I ordered them through the book depository, actually, so it could take a few weeks to arrive, but we'll see that when it does in fact arrive. I've seen some excerpts online, and it looks really solid. It looks really, really cool. And so this second part just came out a couple of days ago. A couple of weeks ago, as it were, on the 11th of July. So, yeah, heads up on that. Right, news from Lon Milo Duquette, who is releasing a new edition, a brand new, revised and expanded edition of An Accidental Christ. So that's going to be in 2023. This was a novel written by Lon Milo Duquette. It's actually one of his few books that I don't yet own, but I'm very excited to pick up his new revised version. In 2023, of course, I'll give you another heads up when that actually goes to press and is published. Let's move on to sorry, Luca. Let's move on to news from Sarah Mastros, who has sent the final proofed and edited manuscript of Orphic Hymns Grimoire 2nd edition to Hadean Press. This is great news. Sarah Mastros's Orphic Hymns Grimoire was originally kickstarted, and it was a huge success, and she is now making it available through Hadean Press as a second edition. It seems like it's it's being revised to an extent, and I'm very excited to see that. I'm very interested in the Orphic hymns in themselves. I use them regularly in my own practice, and I've not read Sarah Mastros's original edition of this, so seeing that this is going into a second edition is very exciting. The first edition will go out of print on October the 1st. So if you're after one of those, then for sure check that out. Right, news from Alan Moore. Very exciting news from Alan Moore. He's releasing his bumper book of magic. I think it's called the Moon and Serpent Bumper Book of Magic. Right here, here we go, by Alan Moore and the late Stephen Moore. So yeah, that's going to be coming out in 2023. I think he's been announcing it for quite some time, but we have a definite year of publication at least. Any time that Alan Moore releases anything is a big party, right? It's certainly a big event, and very, very excited to learn more about that when as and when it happens. Right, news from Anathema Publishing. Anathema Publishing are doing a clearance sale with 50% off of all of their music. You may know that Anathema Publishing are quite heavily invested in the dark ambient music style scene, and they have quite a lot of music for sale on their actual website. So all of that is 50% off. If dark ambient music is already your thing, or if you're curious and you'd like to find out more about the dark ambient style of music, then yeah, now would definitely be the right time to put in an order. It seems like a really good opportunity. Sale begins today, at the time of recording anyway, Thursday 18th. Very cool, very, very cool. Shall I click on that? Let's have a quick look what they've actually got. There we go. There we are. Yeah, I've heard some of these, and some of it's not my style at all. Some of it is absolutely my style. Some of it is just absolutely. I mean, it's all fantastic. It's just obviously tastes vary, and if you don't like one, it's not necessarily that you're not going to like the next. Some great ritual music there from around the world, and yeah, in many different styles. So yeah, go check that out. All right. Moving on to news from Frater Setnak. Let me just refresh the page here because this is supposed to launch any time now. I'm actually expecting today, Thursday 18th of August. So as you're watching this, it's quite likely that this has launched already. So Frater Setnak is the creator behind the 72 angel coins that I've reviewed on my channel previously, as well as the those planetary coins in that lovely wooden box that I also reviewed on my channel. So he's coming up with a new project here, Seals of the Seven Archangels. And so this is volume 1, and yeah, it should be launching any time now. As I say, check out the links down below, and my guess is that if you click on that link, it's probably launched already at the time that you're watching this, and if it's not launched exactly as you click on it, check it out in a couple of hours, and it most definitely will. So that's very cool. Right, I'll certainly talk a little bit more about that when the project has in fact launched, and we get to see maybe some closer looks at the items themselves. Good stuff. This was an interesting one that was pointed out by Istvan on our Discord. In fact, this wasn't the very one that he pointed out, but he mentioned it, and I really like this. Actually, it's a really nice take on the tarot with a cubist African flavor to the deck. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful, and certainly if we have any viewers who are involved with an African practice, then this will certainly be of interest to them. And we're getting a close look at the quality of the cardstock here, which looks quite nice to me, quite nice indeed. So yeah, go and check that out. Some very satisfied reviews from reviewers on the page there. Very cool. Yeah, Darbrig, or Darbry, not sure. The shop has got quite a few other nice tarot decks. Actually, let me show you possibly the other one that Istvan did point out. Yeah, as you can see, some more traditional ones, some less traditional ones, and this is quite nice as well. This is a black and white deck, which, yeah, very different style, of course, but yeah, very beautiful, and again, may speak to some of you viewers. Right, this is another interesting one. So this is a Kickstarter project, and it's tarot dice. I have reservations about tarot dice, simply because of the impossibility of certain combinations, right? If you have one side of the die, of one of the die up, then you can't get that side with anything else on that die. So that's not ideal for me. But the dice themselves, for those of you who like a very tactile experience when you're performing divination, they're beautiful. Aren't they gorgeous? They're really nice. That kind of see-through purplish blue. I think that's really lovely. And yeah, the designs are quite self-explanatory. I think you would need to know the tarot quite well. I don't think this is appropriate for a complete beginner. They'll certainly get very confused. But yeah, I like the design. I like the design, even if I'm not necessarily on board with the concept. Yeah, you can see some of the patterns over there. Is the Fool, which you might recognize from the center of my logo there. Yeah, good stuff. Right, moving on to a deck that was pointed out by Your White Knight, another member on the Foolish Fish Discord. Thank you so much for pointing this one out. As you know, I just come back from a lovely holiday in Greece, and this was exactly what I was looking for. How absolutely beautiful. So it's an oracle deck. It's a thick oracle deck, as you can see right there, with using ancient Greek art as the background for the ideas for each card. You've got a couple of ideas here that are given as an example. Judge incorruptibly, praise virtue, venture into danger prudently, die for your country. Yeah, some interesting ideas. There we are. Okay, let's move on to, oh yeah, this was a kind of a cute thing that I found. It's a book for children, but it kind of touches on some interesting occult topics. So it's called Masked Magic. It's a novel, and this is going to appeal to certainly any parents watching. The magical masks in this book unlock almost any transformation imaginable, but be aware they may steal your actual identity. So this isn't a practice book or anything. It is a story about children who go into a cave and find a load of masks, and they put on the masks, and it gives them a new identity, but little by little it kind of erodes their existing identity. So yeah, an interesting thought, and I can see that it's already funded. Some readers have had some very good things to say about it, and yeah, the art looks pretty nice. You can read the first couple of pages if you scroll down and so on. But yeah, it's quite nice to check out the art. And this isn't this author's first gig. He's written quite a lot of other books which have been very successful as well. So yeah, a thought. All right, and yeah, more pages that you can read all the way down here. Right, few conferences to note. First of all, the ThelemaCon, which is happening on October 14th to 16th of 2022 in North Carolina. You can register already. The schedule is up for checking out, and you can find out a little bit about who is going to be there. Some very well-known names there. Very. I mean, all the big hitters, it seems, will certainly be there, and it'll be a great experience, I'm sure, for everyone who is interested in Thelema. Then there's the Witchfest, the largest witchcraft festivals in the world, is happening in London at Fairfields Halls on the 9th of November 2019. What? Anyway, 2023. So the details are to be confirmed. Okay, that makes maybe a little bit more sense. Sorry about that. I literally did not see the date there. I thought that the date had been announced, but no, that's not quite the case. However, we do get an idea of who will be speaking. You can scroll down here and check out for yourselves. Right, it's quite a long list. Moving on to the last of the conferences, which is the Viridis Genii Symposium. I didn't look very closely at any of these, clearly, did I, when I was setting this up? But we are getting again a list of speakers for the 2022 lineup, which is very nice. You can purchase your tickets over here. Maybe I'll have a look at the so that's September 23rd to 25th, and where will it in fact happen? Virtual, worldwide. So from your desktop, there we are. From your desk chair, should I say? So that's really cool. Okay, and then my board game of the week is Davy Jones's Locker, The Kraken Wakes. And this is a cooperative adventure game. It's actually, I say adventure, but actually it's a little bit more strategic. I'm guessing that anyone who has enjoyed games like Pandemic and Spirit Island are going to be probably quite interested in this one. It's a nice theme. I like pirate games in general. I just like the pirate theme. And it's possible that some of you out there enjoy the theme as well. There we go. It looks like it's got some pretty cool minis involved, and has it? Yeah, it's funded already by quite a long way. 6 days to go. There we are. Thanks ever so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe down below. Don't forget that members have got 25% off chats, conversations, consultations, tarot consultations with me over the next week and a half. So yeah, just until the end of the month. So if you're a member and you'd like a consultation, yeah, do check out the link down below to see what dates and times are still available, and what else and that's it. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon with another video. See you very soon. Take care. Bye bye.